You can watch all the watchJojo videos on your big screen TV via our dedicated Roku, Fire TV, Android TV, and Apple TV apps. When this woman saw a seemingly innocent photo on Instagram, she realized her husband was cheating. This woman found out in a very unconventional way her husband was cheating on her. She didn't find text messages to another woman on his phone, nor did she find lipstick on his collar. Instead, she saw an Instagram image that at first seemed perfectly innocent. Yet on closer inspection, the wife realized there was something recognizable about it that revealed his cheating. Yulia Agranovich is a Russian woman in her mid-20s. She lives in St. Petersburg and worked as a model before changing careers to become a dentist. With her model looks, it's no surprise that in her 20s, Agranovich was already married. Her husband, Nazar Grinko, is sadly the man accused of cheating on her. Agranovich spoke to the Russian channel Ren TV about her Instagram discovery. She stated, "I wasn't searching for anything, it was a normal morning." She then added, "Like any other person in the 21st century, I began my day browsing through my Instagram timeline, and suddenly I saw this photograph." The photo in question appeared on Vlada Abramovich's Instagram account and was captioned "City Lights." And strangely enough, Agranovich recognized the view. The reason for this? It was the view from her own bedroom window, the room she shared with her husband Grinko. Clicking through to Abramovich's account, Agranovich made even more discoveries. Not only did this woman have a photo taken from her bedroom window, but she also seemed to share many of Agranovich's followers. What's more, there were more pictures that concerned Agranovich on Abramovich's account. She explained, "Having visited her account, I found many other interesting photographs, including those of my husband." Like many cheated wives before her, Agranovich challenged her husband and the other woman. She did so by reposting the shot of the view and tagging her husband's mistress, Abramovich. The wife wrote, "Beautiful view from my husband's bedroom." This pointed out clearly that Grinko was actually a married man. When confronted, though, Grinko attempted to deny the accusations. He told Agranovich that Abramovich was not his mistress, but instead another friend's girlfriend. He added that he'd invited some friends to their place before they went to the cinema. But Agranovich wasn't deceived by this tale. She explained, when guests came, they would have headed to the kitchen to drink tea, not the bedroom. As for Abramovich, well, she made her account private after being confronted by her lover's wife. But she did admit to sleeping with Grinko on another social media platform. And she certainly wasn't sorry for her actions. She wrote, "She is his wife, not mine. What's the problem?" She also added, "Is he just a vegetable without free will? Don't make me laugh." Abramovich's response to others who criticized her for sleeping with a married man was just as blunt. She suggested these people were still living in the 18th century, before adding, "If I want to have sex, I'll have it." With this confession from Abramovich in the bag, Agranovich's husband had no choice but to admit his guilt. He confessed to sleeping not only with Abramovich, but also a bunch of other lovers when Agranovich wasn't around. Trying to defend himself, he pleaded, "He was never mentally unfaithful to me. He told every girl he was married," Agranovich said. In fact, Agranovich managed to track down many of the women who'd been part of her husband's affairs. She stated, "The other girls were much more pleasant, one even crying on the phone to me, saying she had no idea he was married. So he was successful in his sorcery." When she then took her story to Russian TV network Ren TV, many other women stepped forward with similar tales of betrayal and affairs. Agranovich said, "Many women supported me, posting that they were proud of my bravery, that I openly discussed it with irony and sarcasm. So now they're getting rid of their unfaithful men too." Oddly enough, this isn't the only story of a wife catching her husband cheating in such an unconventional way. Rosa Silverman from Brixton, South London, received a screenshot from a friend that baffled her. It was an image of a scene from season 13 of BBC's The Apprentice. Looking closer, though, Silverman realized why she'd been sent this image. In the background of the filming, her husband sat on a bench, their baby on his lap, with a woman seated opposite. The friend who sent the image assumed this was Silverman, but of course, Silverman knew she would recognize herself. Writing for the Daily Telegraph, she explained, "It was a woman with long dark hair who could have been me had she not been wearing someone else's coat and been much better groomed. It was, therefore, another woman." She added, however, "I have every confidence that if my husband were to have an affair, it's unlikely he would pick a location so close to our house, take our baby along as a prop, and conduct the whole thing in broad daylight. And yet I couldn't identify the woman, and neither could he." Unlike Agronovich's story, Silverman's has a happy ending. Eventually, the couple worked out who the woman was. It turned out she was actually a mutual friend. Silverman wrote, "He had further photographic evidence from the day itself to prove it. Not that I ever doubted him, naturally." Some of Silverman's friends are still slightly skeptical about the story, though. One pal stated, "Why is the panic over just because it's one of your friends? It's still perfectly possible he's cheating on you." Silverman is choosing to trust her husband, though, instead focusing on her baby's TV debut on the BBC. As for Agronovich, after her devastating discovery, she's choosing to be the bigger person. She said, "If he finds a woman who is ready to be with him and to accept it, let them be happy together." He also wrote, "Thank you, Vlada Abramovich. You are an experienced woman who taught me a good lesson." The relationship between husband and wife, of course, crumbled upon news of the cheating, and now Agronovich just wants a divorce to make the split final. She explained, "I hope to do it quickly. Such people never change." She added, "I'm so glad I got to know about it now, not when I became pregnant, for example, because we were planning to have a family." Agronovich might not have a husband anymore, but her friends are still there to support her through everything. Friends and followers have shown they're standing by her through their comments on her Facebook pictures. Amelia Lozana wrote, "Despite the distance, let me tell you that you're very beautiful, and sorry your boyfriend did not value what you're worth. A hug from Chile." While Marco Leon Marquez added, "What fool would betray a beautiful woman like that?" Please don't forget to share this video with your friends below.